We are in the top of the first inning. Apologize for the technical difficulties, but we say good evening from Channel Seed Field here at Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex. Here's a grounder to Heidemann. The throw to first is in time. That is the third out of this game. We will come back and get you caught up with what happened in the top of the first and bring you Carlisle's at-bats coming up in the bottom of the first in this 4A game to decide who plays in the state title game.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Thanks for tuning in to the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Addie Wells, I am Brad Wells, and we are bringing you a matchup between the third-seeded Fort Dodge Dodgers and the second-seeded Carlisle Wildcats, as in the top of the first inning, Hope Allstott popped out to Mira Heidemann. Taryn Rippentrop grounded out to Ella Smith, the third baseman, and Ellie Doster grounded out to Heidemann as you just joined us. And so we get ready for Carlisle's first at-bat of this 4A matchup, and a rematch of a game earlier this afternoon. Fort Dodge, Addie, had a big 4-run fourth inning, 2 more runs in the fifth. Carlisle a run in the third, 2 runs in the fifth inning, and Carlisle getting the win over Fort Dodge on Tuesday by a score of 8-3. And Chloe Rowling, the base hit machine, lays down a beautiful bunt to get it started for Carlisle.
Yes, this Carlisle-Fort Dodge matchup has gone both ways. We've seen it already. But Fort Dodge, they give the start to Sydney Carver again, who just held Carlisle to 3 runs off of 8 hits in the game prior to this one. And they will allow her to continue to do the same.
It's a foul ball in the bunt attempt from Anaya Oates. Carlisle gets a base runner on, and they like to move runners around the base paths one at a time if they can. Sydney Carver, the sophomore, in the circle. Did have Aubrey Allstott come in the circle in that game earlier today to get the last 6 outs of the game, rolling down to second, and another stolen base. She leads all Class 4A in stolen bases and has another one here to start this 4A semifinal game.
The first game that Carlisle and Fort Dodge face off in, Chloe Rowling got on base. There was a sac bunt from Anaya Oates that moved her to second, and then Chloe Rowling stole third. So she finds her way around pretty easily.
Foul ball is no balls, 2 strikes on Oates. Oates was 2 for 4 in the matchup earlier today. Scored a run in the 5th inning for Carlisle. There's a pop fly, left center field, and it drifts over to Meg Marsh to make the catch. Let us set the defense now for Fort Dodge. In the outfield, left to right, Meg Marsh, Taryn Rippentrop, Maylena Meyer. On the infield for Fort Dodge, Macy Wills at third, Hope Allstott at shortstop, Emerson Lara at second, Kelly Zimmerman at first, Ellie Doster behind the plate, and in the circle, Sydney Carver. Olivia Freeman now the batter. One away here in the bottom of the first. Freeman with a double and a run scored back in the 5th inning earlier today. As these teams played the 2:45 game, and with Fort Dodge winning that one, it forced this final game at 7:15 here. Got a few minute jump start on things, and a nice play by Carver to get the out. It moves rolling over to third base. And so Mally Stoner, the batter.
This would be a great opportunity for Carlisle to rebound after that loss earlier today. Put up the first run of the game. And give Mally Stoner here could give herself a bit of breathing room.
Stoner, the senior pitcher. Hits it hard to left field, and a running catch made by Meg Marsh. No, she dropped it. The umpire said she dropped it, and a run will score for Carlisle, and Stoner into second base.
That was a crazy turn of events. It looked like Marsh had that secured in her glove, but her momentum took her forward. She kind of half dove, landed on her knees, and caught herself with her hands, and it caused the ball to fall out a little bit too early. Umpire did not say it was on the transfer after the catch. And Carlisle pushes the first run across again.
And so while it would have been a dynamite catch by Meg Marsh, it'll go down as a double for Stoner and an RBI. And Claire Benson is the batter, and a courtesy runner. Chloe Prentisil in to run for Stoner. This is a pop fly to Marsh, and Marsh completes the catch as Carlisle scores in the first inning, 1-0 after one complete inning, as you are watching the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey. Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Second-seeded Carlisle takes a 1-0 lead after the first inning, as Fort Dodge, after Allstott, Rippentrop, and Doster, were put down in order in the first inning. Grace Nichols, Macy Wills, and Callie Zimmerman will come to the plate here in the second. Defensively for Carlisle, in the outfield, left to right, Alyssa Eganor, Anaya Oates in center, Chloe Rolling in right. Left side of the infield, Ella Smith at third, Olivia Freeman at short, Mira Heidemann at second, and Estella Bowman, the freshman, at first base. Claire Benson, the catcher, and Mally Stoner, the senior, in the circle for the Wildcats, and starts the second inning with a strike. Nichols scored 2 runs in the matchup earlier today with Carlisle. Got hit by a pitch that started a 4-run fourth inning, and then had a 1-out single in the fifth and would later score a run as Brooklyn Gilliland came in and pinch ran for her, came across the plate, but two of the 7 runs coming across courtesy Grace Nichols getting on. (7-3) was the final earlier today. Here's Grace Nichols. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Stoner just missed low. The check down to third. No go.
Carlisle fans not exactly thrilled with that call. But again, it's the second rematch of the day for these two teams, and both of the teams and the fan bases have showed up just as much, if not more, than they did earlier today.
Pop up back behind home, giving chase is Benson, and Benson secures the out. That's a tough play for a catcher.
That was tied up against the net there in the corner. I couldn't even see her under the past the bleachers, but great job turning, running, making the play. It's big for Stoner.
Macy Wills steps in now. The Dodgers third baseman sees a first pitch strike while showing bunt. Wills kind of a triple threat at the plate, if you will, Addie. She can bunt, she can slap, and also hit for power, trying to get something started here with 1 out.
Yeah, Carlisle kind of playing her halfway in between bunt defense and a power defense. Ella Smith in at third base. Freeman, Heidemann, Bowman all kind of hanging around the base path.
Now, you've played a lot of third base in your playing time. When you have a kid that shows bunt on the first pitch and the second pitch takes a full swing like you see from Wills, what's going through your mind?
Well, I can tell you my stomach drops a little bit, but and I might take a couple steps back, but
there's a grounder right back to Stoner. Nice easy throw over to first. Bowman makes the catch while looking into the sun, and there's 2 away.
First baseman number 5, Kelly Zimmerman.
Kelly Zimmerman, now the batter. Had a pair of RBIs in the game earlier today against Carlisle. First pitch is fouled away. Mallie Stoner, the senior in the circle, headed to Iowa State to pitch for head coach Jamie Pinkerton. Nickname is Clutch. And this season for Carlisle, 20 wins before she came to Fort Dodge. How about this strikeout to walk ratio? 121 strikeouts and just 6 walks on the season.
yeah, that's incredibly impressive as a pitcher.
Callie Zimmerman delivers the first base hit of the game for Fort Dodge as she grounds one through the 5-6 hole past a diving Ella Smith. And Emerson Alera comes up with 2 outs and a runner on.
That base hit for Fort Dodge is going to be huge to start getting their momentum rolling. They didn't score until the 4th inning and in this earlier game, but they were able to get base runners on in every inning prior. So finding their way on, proving that they can put pressure on the defense, that's going to help them get the ball rolling.
What have you seen from these two teams? They both, when they're on offense, like to make the defense make a play, don't they?
Yes, they do. They'll keep them on their toes with small ball, power hitting, you name it, they're doing it.
Lara hammers that one foul of the first base bag. 1 ball, 1 strike on Emerson Lara. Freshman second baseman. Coach says he is just stoic, shows very little emotion. Here's the 1-1. Pops this one up, and Heidemann at second is underneath it to make the catch. A base hit for Fort Dodge, but they leave one stranded. We head to the bottom of the second. You're watching the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey. This is heaven.
Nope. It's fairway.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
You're watching the 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. We begin the bottom of the second inning. Estella Bowman, the batter, looks at a first pitch strike. The freshman first baseman. Started in the circle in the first game against Fort Dodge. That one gets away from Carver to even the count 1-1. Now we've got some communication issues, looks like, with Ellie Doster, the Fort Dodge catcher. And
some of the technology we talked about the last broadcast, it looks like a pitch comm, an earpiece, something's not connected or attached correctly. Got to recalibrate some stuff. And this is why I like just the traditional throw up a number. Can't really mess that up too much.
Brad Wells alongside Addie Wells. Addie, you play at Wartburg College, and one thing I noticed, not a lot of coaches still do like the hand signals from the third base coach's box. Sometimes it is a number even for batters and that. Do you like the signals?
I do. Again, sometimes it's harder on the base paths to make sure you get it correctly, but it's a lot more reliable.
That sounded like a half apology right there. Here's a grounder to Lara, and the play made over to Zimmerman at first, and Bowman is down on the ground out.
That'll bring to the plate third baseman number 18, Ellis.
So speaking of Wartburg College, Ellis Smith now the batter. She will be headed to Wartburg to play softball. A multi-sport athlete, is at the state tournament with the Carlisle basketball team. There's a high fly ball to right field. Meyer underneath it and makes the catch. Ellis Smith has shown some power here at the state tournament. That one pop out. Easy play for Meyer.
I didn't quite get a hold of it. And again, credit to Sydney Carver. She's been absolutely dealing for the past several innings for the Dodgers. Working that outside corner, producing weak outs for her defense. it's going to be key that they continue to make those outs.
She's getting ahead early on many of the batters as well. Chloe Rowland, give her credit. She put down a beautiful bunt to start the game and would later score in that first inning.
Credit to this entire Dodger defense as a whole, too. This is the third game they're playing today.
There's a hard hit ball, center field. Back goes Rippentrop, makes the catch on the run, headed back towards that center field fence. What a hit by Mira Heidemann. But it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Carlisle, and we head to the third. This is the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
We begin the third inning. Carlisle, a 1-run lead. And for Fort Dodge, it's the first at-bat of this game for Meg Marsh. Marsh, an RBI sac bunt. 2 RBI sac bunts in the first game of the day between these two teams. And that's going to be an infield single for Marsh. Just getting it past Smith at third, and Freeman gave a great effort, but safe at first was Marsh.
Yeah, the dangers of that 5-6 hole. Smith tried to make the reach for it, couldn't quite grasp it. Freeman there to keep it in the infield. It's too long of a throw.
So Maylena Meyer now up to hit for Fort Dodge. This is a senior captain. Bounces between the batting order and that flex position. Pops this bunt up, and the catch, well, initially made by Benson, then collided with Smith, and Smith able to hold on to it.
And Benson on the assist there. And a little bit rattled, potentially. Making sure she's okay. Took a bit of a tumble after the collision, but together they kept it off the ground and secured the pop out.
I'm going to write down F2-5. I don't know how. Got to give them both credit on that one. One away, though, here in the third. And Marsh has to stay at first. And we go to the top of the order. Hope Allstott. Popped out to Mira Heidemann, the second baseman, kind of right behind where the first baseman plays. In the leadoff spot in the first inning. Stoner falling behind. 2 balls, no strikes.
It's not what you want to do against a leadoff hitter. Allstott earlier today. 3 for 4, 2 singles and a double. An RBI double. So you know you've got trouble at the top of the lineup with a runner on base.
So 2 balls and a strike on Allstott. Swing and a miss. Stoner bringing the heat on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one is fouled away and out of play. Allstott trying to scrap her way on, get a rally going for Fort Dodge. 1 on, 1 out here in the third. Allstott, the leadoff hitter, went 2 for 3 the first time these two teams met at the state tournament this year. This is the third meeting this week. Stoner snags the grounder, throws back to Freeman, and the runner Allstott is safe at first. But a nice play by Stoner to get the lead runner, and there's 2 away.
2 outs. That'll bring up center fielder Taryn Rippentrop.
Great try there by Freeman to turn the double play, secured that first out. Wanted the extra interference call from Marsh running from first to second, but there's not much you can do about that. Marsh had to get down. She did slide. She did try to stay out of the way.
Taryn Rippentrop, the batter. Stoner misses outside.
Got a little student section battle going on now. Some back and forth chirping. Love to see the energy high, especially from Fort Dodge, their third game of the day.
There's a late swing and a steal attempt. Safe at second is Allstott. So that was an intentional swing and miss by Rippentrop. Good job by Benson to keep her focus. Made an excellent play on the throw down to second. Just the speed of Allstott. She's in there safe.
Yeah, both of these leadoff hitters for Carlisle and Fort Dodge. Threats when they're on the bases. It's hard to catch them.
Oh, now maybe they're saying that she did not swing. So now the umpires are going to come together. They initially checked with the third base umpire, who signaled safe initially, as in no swing, but she definitely took a full swing. So they do get the strike. They come together and get the call right.
Yeah, it's important that all these umpires work together as a unit. They're all looking at a lot of little different things throughout the game. They're human. They're bound to miss some things here and there.
So it's 1-1. Good hold by Rippentrop, and it's 2-1. Fort Dodge with a runner in scoring position now with Allstott's stolen base. There's the 2-1 bunt attempt. Off the mark, Rippentrop misses, and it's 2-2.
It seems like Rippentrop is trying to chuck something hard into the ground so that it gets a nice bounce, but it's limiting how long her bat is in the plane of the ball.
Steal attempt down to third. Safe initially, but her hand slid off the base and then called out.
And Carlisle is fired up after that one. And that is why you keep the tag on until time is called. Great heads-up play by the shortstop, Freeman. And Carlisle will put themselves at the plate again.
Coach Adams not happy about the call, but we head to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Carlisle with the lead here in this 4A game on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Carlisle gets out of the top of the second inning as Benson fires it down to third to catch Hope Allstott on the stolen base attempt. I believe that's the first time Hope's been caught stealing all season long. Carlisle now comes up here in the bottom of the third, 9-1-2 in the order. It begins with Rosie Hempstead. Hempstead, a sophomore, pops this one up right side of the defense for Fort Dodge, and Lara, the second baseman, goes out to the grass and makes the catch.
Top of the order for Wildcats, right fielder.
First pitch swing for Hempstead. And there's one away. Chloe Rowling comes to the plate. Chloe with a single to start the bottom of the first. For the Wildcats, a stolen base down to second would later score, and an RBI double by Mally Stoner. Freeman advanced her to third on the sacrifice bunt. Here's the 1-0, pulls back, and 2 balls, no strikes to Rowling. As a called strike, Carver able to find the zone on that one. Sydney Carver went 3+ innings against Fort Dodge earlier today. Went 5+ innings. Before Aubrey Allstott came in.
Yeah, we saw a lot of outside pitches from Carver.
Grounder right back to Carver, and Carver's going to get Rolling out. And there's 2 down.
We've seen Carver mix it up a little bit more this time around. Inside, outside. And it's been effective so far. Carlisle only able to plate 1.
Anaya Oates steps in. First pitch in there for a strike. Oates flew out to left field in the first inning. Pops this one up left field side. It goes foul. Oates just a sophomore. Roams around in center field. Here's a fun fact for you, Addie. June 4th, she had an inside the park grand slam. And here's a base hit into right field as it gets under the glove of Emerson Lara.
Also a base hit. She's safe at first. That'll bring up shortstop Olivia Freeman.
Brings up Olivia Freeman. First pitch strike from Carver. Here's what I need to ask Coach. He's got the note inside the park grand slam on June 4th. In the stats, though, she doesn't have a home run listed. We'll have to get that corrected as Back-to-back base hits now here with 2 outs for Carlisle. Oates and Freeman are both aboard. And Mally Stoner, who had RBI double in the first inning, comes up with 2 outs here in the third. And timeout taken by Fort Dodge head coach Andy Adams. Well, for these two teams, no strangers to the state tournament. For Fort Dodge, this is their 20th state tournament appearance and their 8th in the last 9 years. They did not make it in 2025. For Carlisle, their 23rd appearance at state. They also missed the state tournament in 2025 after making 6 consecutive appearances.
Now both of these programs, legacy to Iowa girls across the state. They know the greatness that these two programs can produce.
Carlisle, the 2024 state champs as well. Trying to get back to the title game. The winner of this contest will take on the top-seeded ADM Tigers, who won their first 3 games of the tournament to secure their spot in the championship game. Stoner with a first pitch strike. Or Carver to Stoner, first pitch strike. This one's popped up right side of the infield. Zimmerman in foul territory makes the catch, and Fort Dodge gets out of the jam as Carlisle with 2 runners on after 2 outs. But we head to the 4th inning, 1-0 Carlisle here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Top of the 4th inning. This 4A contest to decide who will play in tomorrow night's 4A championship game. That game scheduled for 7:30 p.m. You can view that game on Iowa PBS, as well as for free online through iowapbs.com. Leading things off for Fort Dodge here in the 4th inning, Taryn Rippentrop. She was at the plate when Hope Allstott was called out at third, trying to swipe an extra base. Mally Stoner in the circle. Here's a high chopper. Freeman scoops from shortstop and able to get Rippentrop.
Great choice to go and get that. It kind of fell right into her glove if it wasn't the short hop. But a great play by Freeman.
Ellie Doster steps in for Fort Dodge. Grounded out to the second baseman. Back in the first, hits it that way again, past the second baseman, and it gets past Rolling in right. On her way to second base. And it's a sliding double for Ellie Doster here in the 4th.
Ellie Doster with a double for the Dodgers.
Rolling took a little bit too sharp of an angle. Was trying to cut that off, but didn't get there in time, so it rolls nearly all the way to the fence. And Doster is in there easily.
And it looks like we're going to have pinch runner here for Grace Nichols. Brooklyn Gilliland, number 10, is out there.
For Doster. For Doster.
Excuse me, for Doster. Thank you.
Brooklyn Gilliland, courtesy.
So Doster, the catcher, will be courtesy runner. Earlier today, Gilliland did run for Nichols, but not here. Out at second base with one out, and Grace Nichols is the batter. Shows bunt, pulls it back, looks at ball one. That's a called strike, catching the outside corner, 1-1. The count on Grace Nichols. One away here in the fourth. Upstairs by Stoner. Talking to Mally Stoner this week. There's a swing and a miss by Nichols, and there's two strikes. I said, what's different between you this year and you last year? And she said, I've improved my spin, and I have more confidence in my spin.
Well, it's certainly proving to be effective today. The rise ball, the off speeds, the outside.
Check swing, grounder to Freeman. They go to second to try and get Gilliland. And now Gilliland's going to get tagged out by the shortstop, Freeman. Started with Freeman. 6'4", 5'6". And Coach Adams out to ask about interference. But
about
I don't think Freeman...
Now she's trying to argue that Gilliland didn't have a clear path to the bag. You can't block the bag unless you have the ball. I don't know. It's a fair argument in my perspective. But it was a good job closing the gap there by the Carlisle defense.
So it looks like they have a pinch runner at first base now for Nichols.
Number 7, Riley O'Brien, pinch running at first for Nichols.
That's number 7, Riley O'Brien at first. So Macy Wills the batter. First pitch, swing and a miss. So Addie, going back to that defensive play, as a base runner, you go back and forth between the bases. As a fielder, you always have to allow the runner a path to the base.
Correct. You got to make sure you stay out of the way. Unless you have the ball, then you can be in the base path. But otherwise, the runner has to have a clear path back to the bag. Had Gilliland maybe ran right in to the fielder there, maybe shoulder chucked her a little bit, maybe would have gotten a different call there. But ultimately, they had the ball before they tagged Gilliland out there.
No balls, 2 strikes now on Wills. 2 away here That pitch outside, the throw down to second. The throw bitter there and called out. Caught stealing again. Claire Benson for Carlisle putting on a clinic. And Fort Dodge with 2 hits leave nobody stranded, get no runs in the 4th as Carlisle comes up with 5, 6, 7 when we return here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Looks like another perfect day to get out there and enjoy the summer.
Oh, before she gets in the car, it's easy to choose.
Iowa State Fair, August 13th through the 23rd.
You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Addie Wells, I am Brad Wells. A father-daughter combination on the broadcast team tonight for you. We're happy to be with you as this is the final game of the bottom half of the bracket. Double elimination, a brand new format this year, Addison. When I was talking to Fort Dodge head coach Andy Adams, she said it is what it is. I like it. Last dog standing. Depends on who is the toughest team at the end of it.
Yeah, the double elimination tournament has already worked in favor of some teams. In Class 3A, Williamsburg had found themselves in the elimination bracket and just won 2 games. Technically back-to-back, there was a game break for them, but they are now headed to the championship. So again, this kind of shows it's one game isn't going to screw you over necessarily this time. You have the opportunity to fight your way back.
In the Class 2A field, top-seeded Grandview Christian won their tournament opener on Monday. They won 2 games on Tuesday, and they won 3 games today, and they will play in the 2A championship game against Wapsie Valley. So Grandview Christian came all the way back through the loser's bracket, or the elimination round, if you will, in the 1A field.
Yeah, it's definitely paid off. It's definitely a little bit more taxing on these girls, the pitcher's arms, all of these players. Again, this is Fort Dodge's 3rd game today. But again, the energy is high, the vibes are high. Adrenaline helps a lot.
Number 22, Olivia Peterson will be the courtesy runner for Benson in second for Carlisle.
Olivia Peterson is the courtesy runner for Benson at first base. And a pitching change for Fort Dodge here as Aubrey Allstott comes into the circle. Head coach Andy Adams talking out to her entire defensive team to try and settle things down as Carlisle gets the leadoff runner aboard. There you see the season stats by Aubrey Allstott. Over 90 strikeouts. I've got her for 22 walks on this season, but looks like coming into the tournament 23-1 for a record. And Addie, we saw Aubrey come in the 6th inning and really shut things down against this Carlisle offense. Just a one-run game coming in here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, she only gave up one hit in the bottom of the seventh against Carlisle. When she came in the previous game, she could limit Carlisle to fuse those hits here as well. Fort Dodge will keep themselves in this game.
So pitching changes made by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Bowman in to hit with a runner on.
And the odds are in Carlisle's favor right now. We've seen this in several of their previous games, but they are more successful at pushing runs across the board when their leadoff hitter gets on. And in this case, Claire Benson did just that.
There's a called strike. 1-1 the count. Bunt put down by Bowman. The play made at first. And it advances Peterson to second base. That brings up Ella Smith.
And this is the importance of small ball. Move runners into scoring position.
First pitch strike. Smith flew out to right field in her first at bat. Has a runner in scoring position here with one away. Grounder right side, fielded nicely by Lara. And Peterson advances to third base.
Peterson moves to third. That'll bring up second baseman Mira Heidemann.
So now it comes down to Heidemann with two outs. And a potential run 60 feet away for Carlisle, leading 1-0. And time taken by Ellie Doster. Doster, a catcher that does a great job calling time, settling down the players in critical moments. You got to have those players, Addie, that are like a second coach out on the field for you.
Yeah, those leaders, those mentors on the field have a lot of influence. They keep the team united, keep the vibes where they need them, keep the focus where they need it.
Heidemann flew out to center field back in the second inning. Pulls back for ball one. There's the 1-0 grounder off the leg of Wills, and that's going to plate a run for the Wildcats. Heidemann, a rocket of a shot for an infield single.
You've seen the dangers of the bunts, and now we see the danger of the power behind these Carlisle bats. There was no way Wills could easily field that ball. Heidemann smoked that thing, and now has another run for the Wildcats.
So now Hempstead comes to the plate to face Allstott. That one misses the zone. So 2 balls, no strikes. Hempstead popped out to the second baseman, Lara. Here's the 2-0. Check swing on the changeup, and looked like she was unable to hold. Strike 1. So Heidemann at first, the RBI single here in the 4th inning, giving Carlisle the 2-0 lead. And now 3-1 the count on Hempstead. Another changeup dropped in there for a strike nicely by Allstott.
Yeah, that's a great pitch that's working well for Allstott right now. Carlisle wants something they can hit hard and add a little bit more velocity off their bat. It's not what Hempstead's looking for.
Here's the full count. Changeup ripped down the left field line, but foul by 7 or 8 feet.
Great adjustment from Hempstead on that pitch. Recognized the changeup, loaded, held back enough, but still ahead of it enough that it's just a long strike.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Catches the corner, strike 3 looking. Allstott gets out of it after Carlisle gets a run in the 4th to double their lead. 2-0 is our score. Back with more after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
To the top of the 5th we go here at the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament, presented by Iowa Farm Bureau, here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Carlisle's Mally Stoner in the circle, facing Macy Wills to start the 5th. Alongside Addie Wells, I am Brad Wells. Carlisle with a run in the 1st and the 4th inning. Fort Dodge has been able to get runners on base, but in the 3rd and 4th inning, they both had a runner caught stealing in both innings.
Yeah, I love the aggression from Fort Dodge. It's the right idea to try to put your runners in better positions. And more often than not, it's going to work in your favor. But Benson has been dealing from behind the plate.
Alyssa Eganor makes the catch out in left field, and there's one away. Eganor, a senior for this Wildcats defense. Callie Zimmerman is now coming up. A single in the 2nd inning. And she was stranded at first. First pitch swinging, looking to attack. Zimmerman, a pair of RBIs in the 245 matchup earlier today against Fort Dodge. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zimmerman also 1 for 3 against Carlisle on Tuesday. Pushes this one left side and caught by Freeman right above the dirt.
And she's flaunting that catch, as she should. It's a nice liner, nice catch by Freeman.
Takes a potential hit away from Zimmerman. And so Emerson Lara to the dish now for Fort Dodge. Lara 1 for 3 against Carlisle. Started the tournament 1 for 2 and an RBI against Clear Creek Amana. Just a freshman playing second base for this Dodgers team. And a battle for the right to play for a 4A state title tomorrow. Carlisle and Fort Dodge. And now 3 balls, no strikes on Lara. And time taken by Claire Benson to go reset Stoner. 2 outs, nobody on. The number 7 hitter. You'd like to go challenger instead of giving her a free base on just 4 pitches. See if Stoner can refine the groove here on a 3-0. And that one misses up. And so a walk by Stoner. And that's the first walk of this game issued by Mally Stoner. And so Meg Marsh comes up. Marsh with a single in her first plate appearance of this game. Looks at a first pitch strike.
Yeah, you can't underestimate the bottom half of this Dodger lineup. They know how to pass the bat and turn things over to the top.
Marsh trying to help Fort Dodge take advantage of a 2-out walk issued by Stoner. Stoner just does not issue very many walks this season. Here's the 1-1, a swing and a miss by Marsh, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A great pitcher's pitch there. You're up in the count. Try to throw something a little bit enticing to Marsh there. We know that they've been working the outer half of the plate. Marsh probably hunting it.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Stoner with the strikeout. That's her first strikeout of the game. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Carlisle with the top of the order coming up. Don't go anywhere. This is the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Bottom of the fifth here at the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. For the Carlisle Wildcats, the 2 seed in this 4A bracket. A 2-run lead over the 3-seeded Fort Dodge Dodgers. The winner of this late night game plays in the 4A championship game and will take on ADM at 7:30 right here at Harlan and Rogers Sports Complex and right here on Channel Seeds Field. Chloe Rowling, the leadoff batter for Carlisle. And she led off the inning in the first. She started the game with a single, a stolen base, and would later score a run. Carlisle, a 2-run lead here in the fifth. Aubrey Allstott in the circle. Came in the 4th inning for Fort Dodge.
She worked through the bottom half of the lineup pretty quickly without little damage.
There's the 1-1. Rowling puts it down. She's so fast. Safe at first. A bang play. And Carlisle has the leadoff runner aboard.
I don't think that could have been any closer. Allstott, a great athlete, charged that bunt, fielded it cleanly, made the throw. It's just so hard to beat out Chloe Rowling.
And that brings Anaya Oates to the plate. And Oates looks at a strike. And now Rowling looks over to the third base coach's box to Jim Flaws in year 40, and a timeout taken by Fort Dodge. As head coach Andy Adams and assistant coach Brianna Dries, the pitching coach, out to have a discussion with the infield.
Yeah, I was saying Allstott worked through the bottom half of the Carlisle lineup pretty efficiently. Only gave up 1 hit, no runs. No earned runs, I should say. But Rowling getting on base, the leadoff hitter. We've seen this before. This is fuel for Carlisle, and they'll be wanting to put up another insurance run this late in the game.
And you got speed on first base for the Wildcats.
Speed all around, really. I mean,
that's
as
true.
anyone you can say, isn't. But yeah, the biggest threat is on base, and will certainly be looking to cause some chaos.
Oates had a single out to right field last time she was up. Puts a bunt down right back to Allstott, and the only play is to go to first, and she gets Oates, and there's one away as Rowling advances to second base.
1 out. Gonna bring up shortstop Olivia Freeman.
So Olivia Freeman, the senior shortstop for Carlisle. A sac bunt and a single. As a runner in scoring position in Rowling. Called strike. Nice changeup by Allstott to start the at-bat here of Freeman. The 0-1, and Freeman tried to put the bunt down, and the throw down to second from Doster. Back safely is Rowling. And now Coach Flaws calls his offensive timeout of the inning.
Yeah, not entirely sure if that was a button run type situation, if Rowling got off a little bit further than normal, or if Doster was just trying to make sure she stayed there, but Flaws just making sure all of his players are on the same page here.
So Freeman trying to put her Wildcats into the 4A title game. Her senior season, hitting better than 400 this year. O2 is outside. Allstott delivers the 1-2. A changeup slapped into center field as Rowling had to hold up, and now headed down to second base is Freeman, who's out at second, and Rowling was not looking to advance. So a risk taken where there was no reward for Carlisle.
Base hit by Freeman, but she's cut down. Trying to take second, foul number 2. Rowling moves to third.
It was a great thought, great aggressive base running. I think she thought the focus might fall a little bit more on Rowling, but Rowling held up right away at third base, was not looking to advance, and they were able to catch Freeman pretty easily.
And it may have been Freeman not knowing that Rowling didn't get a great jump off of that. She didn't know if that was going to hang up for Rippentrop in center field to make that catch. So she had to hesitate before she committed to going to third. And perhaps Freeman thought that throw was going all the way home as well, because a lot of times you have Rowling headed home.
Yeah, those floaters can be hard to read. I think, yeah, she definitely thought that would have knocked one in there, but it's the importance of picking up third base coach right as you're on first and picking up the situation.
So now Mally Stoner looking for another 2-out hit. A rip down the left field line and just foul. Just by about 4 feet. Mally Stoner just about had another RBI double. Drove a run in the first inning and has Rowling at third here in the 5th inning with 2 outs.
Man, she's certainly been hitting those balls hard to the left side. Several hard hit balls into left field, fair and foul.
This one is popped up, and underneath it is Zimmerman, the first baseman. And Fort Dodge does not allow any runs to cross here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We head to the 6th. Carlisle, a 2-0 lead. You're watching girls softball on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
(9-1-2) comes to the plate for Fort Dodge here in the 6th inning. So if you're Carlisle, you will have to face the top of this Fort Dodge order and the top at least 5 hitters in the 6th and 7th inning. Melina Meyer will lead things off. Meyer popped out in foul territory. A catch made by either Claire Benson, the catcher, or Ella Smith, the third baseman. Kind of a
both
tag team on the catch. She'll try and start the 6th inning and See if she could get something started for Fort Dodge here against Mally Stoner. The senior pitcher has been efficient. Allowed just 3 hits. Has just 1 strikeout in this game. Here's a grounder to Heidemann. Took a big hop. And there's 1 away just like that here in the 6th. So Hope Allstock, she comes to the plate. Allstott reached on a fielder's choice, got caught stealing third back in the 3rd inning. Last time she was on base. She is 0 for 2. And looks at a called strike, 1-1 the count. There's the 1-1. This one's hit into right field. Rolling makes the diving catch, and she's able to show it right away that she secured it. What a grab by Rolling.
What a way to have your pitchers back when you're fighting for a chance to play for a state championship. Rolling recognized that early, charged forward. Full extension, was able to pull that out of the ground.
So 2 down here in the 6th. Taryn Rippentrop, the batter. She's 0 for 2. Looks at a first pitch strike.
Stoner starting to get in a good groove. She's given up a couple base runners to Fort Dodge, but with a 2-run lead, her defense showing out. She should be feeling good right about now.
This is fouled back into the stands. No balls, 2 strikes. Carlisle defensively, Addie, has taken a lot of base runners off the base paths in this game as well.
They do. I like to say defense wins championships, and it's been proven today. There's nothing better than having your pitchers back.
One ball, 2 strikes. The winner of this game will play in the Class 4A state championship game tomorrow night. ADM, the 1 seed. The Tigers await the winner. There's a grounder fielded by Ella Smith. The throw right on the money. 3 up, 3 down in the 6th for Fort Dodge. We head to the bottom of inning number 6. Carlisle back to the plate when we return on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Ready? Let's go.
Mom, over here. Yeah, this kind of thing can happen when you're hiking, but no worries, Mom. I can prescribe something to soothe the itch.
Unity Point Health looks at your family's health from your point of view, offering same-day appointments with expertise focused on what matters most to you. Unity Point Health, expert care focused on you.
Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why they are proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing Girls State softball tournament. They believe that by investing in our youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. We are entering crunch time, bottom of the 6th inning. Carlisle, the home team, with a 2-0 lead over Fort Dodge. And they will have 5, 6, 7 coming to the plate to try and add an insurance run. As in the top of the 7th, they'll have the Hart of the Fort Dodge Order. Ellie Doster, Grace Nichols, Macy Wills awaits in the 7th inning. Two teams from part of the Fort Dodge Order. Ellie Doster, Grace Nichols, Macy Wills awaits in the 7th inning. Two teams familiar with the state softball tournament, familiar with state titles. Carlisle, 2024 state champs. They have 6 state titles. For Fort Dodge, 2021 state champs. They lost in the 2020 title game. Trying to get back to the final game of the season. And a first pitch strike delivered by Aubrey Allstott. Claire Benson leads it off, hammered to left, just beyond the reach of Marsh. And Benson into second base, a stand-up double to left for Claire Benson.
A beautiful piece of hitting from Benson. She turned on that. Again, we had seen Allstott start to work inside a little bit as much as outside. Benson ready for it. It's her hands through it enough that she doesn't pull it foul. And it's beautifully placed past Marsh.
Estella Bowman will be the batter now. Leadoff double for Benson here in the 6th. Bowman shows bunt, puts it down first base side, but it rolls foul. Bowman with a sacrifice back in the 4th. Bowman that time looking to swing away. Looks at one down in the zone. See if they have Bowman just try and put one down and move Benson to third, or if they let Bowman try and drive one in with Benson at second base. That one's down in the dirt, 2-1.
Great stop by Doster back there. Securing the ball easily, not allowing Benson to advance.
Bowman just a freshman, but plays first base and pitcher for Carlisle. There's the 2-1. Change up in there for a strike, 2-2. Change up again. This one is popped up. Will stay in the infield, and Emerson Lara underneath it to make the catch. And so there's one away. And Ella Smith, the Wildcats' third baseman, comes to the plate 0 for 2 here in this elimination game. Allstott goes up and away. Aubrey Allstott in the circle. Came in the 4th inning. That's a called strike.
Allstott's changeup is proving to be effective in this inning. The Carlisle's not looking for it. They're still wanting to do damage.
Here's the 1-1. Two balls and a strike now. That one misses. Well, 3 balls and a strike. Ella Smith, quite the story, too, the senior third baseman. 2 torn ACLs early in her high school career and fought back to have really fantastic junior and senior seasons. Kid that coaches say is just all heart. Here is the 3-1. That's down in the dirt. And a base on balls for Ella Smith. There's 2 aboard here with 1 away in the 6th inning.
Her 3rd drawn walk of the day. And Smith knows the importance and the significance of that free base. Passing the bat to another teammate. And it'll be Heidemann that comes up that had an RBI in the 4th inning, giving her the opportunity to move Benson and Smith across the plate.
So Andy Adams out to talk in the circle. Coach Adams' daughter Jalen Adams played for her here at Fort Dodge, then was a pitcher at Iowa and most recently at Arizona. The 2022 Iowa Gatorade Player of the Year, was picked up in the AUSL League, played some pro softball for a week in June.
Yeah, with the Talons, I believe.
That's correct.
Bree Ellis.
Head coach
Montana Fouts.
Lisa Fernandez. Second team All Big 12, second team All Region at Arizona. Also former players Tori Bennett, just finished a 4-year career at Iowa. Lucy Porter, first-year pitcher at Minnesota State University. Cadence Towney, first-year outfielder at Iowa Central. First pitch strike to Mira Heidemann. Here's the 0-1. Makes it 1-1. Heidemann has hit the ball hard tonight in this last game between these two teams. Flew out to center field and had an infield single, a rocket that went off the leg of Wills. And I think Allstadt's going to some off-speed stuff a little more frequently here with Heidemann in this at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, we haven't seen as much short game in this game as we've seen Carlisle utilize in the earlier games of the state tournament. I think he's given them a chance to let their hard power swings do some damage here. Heidemann's rocket to Wills at third base pushed a run in the 4th inning. Looking to do the same here.
So critical juncture here as Carlisle is looking for some insurance runs. Heidemann with a 1-2 count. Allstadt trying to generate some outs here for this Dodgers defense. Grounder left side. Allstadt makes the throw to third. Hope Allstadt, the shortstop, makes a nice throw to Wills to get the force out at third. Advancing to second is Ella Smith. Heidemann on with the fielder's choice opportunity.
Smart play by Hope Allstadt. Limit the damage, try to keep runners as far away from home plate as possible. Now Smith is the nearest, but still 120 feet away.
Rosie Hempstead is the batter. First pitch ball. Rosie's 0 for 2. As a sister, Josie Hempstead, also on this Carlisle team. Here's the 1-0. Up top, 2 balls, no strikes. Allstadt asking for a new ball. Starting to get late into the evening. Sometimes you get a little bit of that dew and moisture settling in on the grass, on the ball.
Sometimes the sweat trickles its way down as well. All the elements.
been beautiful weather Tuesday and Wednesday of this state tournament. Monday, blistering hot. Here's the 2-0. Down on the dirt, 3 balls, no strikes. Still certainly hot enough, and these athletes out on the field, they are working hard trying to get to the 4A state championship game. We're here in the bottom of the 6th. Carlisle looking for some insurance runs before we head to the 7th. Allstott gets the strike. Allstott just a sophomore. Helped her own cause earlier today against North Polk, hit a home run against the Comets. Their first of 3 games they're playing today as part of this double elimination format. Fort Dodge losing to Carlisle on Tuesday. Had to go down into the elimination bracket and face North Polk earlier today. They were 2-1 winners, and then after that game, they faced this Carlisle team and came away victorious 7-3. But trailing 2-0. Carlisle looking for more. Grounder left side of the infield. The scoop by Wills and the tag will send us to the 7th. A 2-run lead for Carlisle. Fort Dodge down to their final 3 outs. This is the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The lights are on here at Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex alongside Addie Wells. I am Brad Wells, and we have a 2-run game here as we enter the top of the 7th inning. Fort Dodge to the plate, trailing 2 runs, and a trip to the Class 4A state championship game is on the line. For Fort Dodge, they're looking for their 4th trip to state in the last 6 years. Carlisle, meanwhile, they're looking for their 12th trip to a state championship game in school history. Most recently, champions in 2024, runners-up in 2020, and champions in 2019. Mally Stoner in the circle for Carlisle. Looking to throw the complete game here in this final game of the day.
Yeah, Stoner has absolutely been on point against this Dodger offense. But again, credit her defense.
Yeah, they've been great, haven't they?
Yeah, Stoner only.
Doster a grounder, and it's through the legs of Heidemann. And the leadoff runner is aboard. E4. And announcer jinx can get all of us, Addie.
Yeah, I apologize.
Right when
that
you
one's
praise
on me, guys.
the defense.
That's on me.
Heidemann's going to look you up after this game. No, Grace Nichols will now be the batter, and Fort Dodge getting just what they wanted, a leadoff runner aboard.
Number 10, Brooklyn Gilliland, courtesy runner for Doster at first.
And right after the leadoff batter gets on, head coach Jim Flaws out to the circle. And out to settle things down with the infield. Talk through this. If you're Coach Flaws, what are you telling the infield for Carlisle?
Well, again, you've got a 2-run lead here, but most importantly, you've got to be careful what you pitch to Nichols. She's got power. 53 RBIs coming into the state tournament, 8 home runs. You still want to attack her. We're not shying away from anything here, but 1 out at a time. We're relying on the defense to make plays, produce weak outs.
In this game, Nichols popped out to the catcher, reached safely on a fielder's choice in the fourth. First pitch, check swing, she did not go. They appeal, and they do say no swing. So ball one. And Gilliland in to run for Doster at first base. Here's the 1-0 to Nichols. This is hit hard. Left field side, it goes foul. And the count is 1-1.
Both parties here have to remain calm. The energy, again, is picking up in the stands. It's definitely contagious on the field as well. But again, stay within yourself. It's not gonna, doesn't necessarily need to be one swing to even it out.
The 1-1 delivery from Stoner catches the top of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's the 1-2. Softly hit. Freeman at short. Goes to second to get the lead off. Oh, and they turn the double play. They get Nichols. And Carlisle's defense comes up big once again for Stoner.
I will say it again. Defense wins championships. A great 6-4-3 turn. Stoner continues to attack Nichols. Produces the weak out. Freeman and Heidemann, the connection in the middle infield. That was beautiful. And a crucial turning point for Carlisle as Fort Dodge is down to their last out.
Fort Dodge had something cooking. Now they're down to their final out in this elimination game. Trailing 2-0. Wills 0 for 2 in this game. Stoner delivers, swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Just 1 strikeout in this game for Mally Stoner. And she doesn't matter how Carlisle gets this final out. She just wants to be playing Thursday night. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wills trying to find her way on to bring the potential tying run to the plate. Here's the 1-2. This one is fouled third base side, and Wills stays alive.
A high pressure moment for Wills right here. Just trying to find a way on base. Pass the bat.
Wills just a freshman, but she has been clutch under pressure time and time again this season. And this is a hard hit ball down the line, just foul third base side. Quality at bat here by Macy Wills with 2 outs in the 7th. The 1-2 pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good pitch from Stoner, but better discipline from Wills to hold.
Yeah, great job not getting antsy, not getting nervous or defensive, sticking to her zone.
So a timeout taken by Jim Flaws for Carlisle to talk through this defensive assignment here. Second visit of the inning for Coach Flaws. Two balls, two strikes, the count with 2 outs. Fort Dodge had a base runner. The leadoff batter, Ellie Doster, got aboard. But a double play by Carlisle. Olivia Freeman to Mira Heidemann over to Estella Bowman. Brings us to 2 outs in Fort Dodge down to their final strike. Here is the 2-2. Flied left field, tailing foul and landing out of play.
Will's having a great at-bat, making solid contact. It just hasn't found fair ground yet.
Stoner trying to close this one out, and that hits Wills right on the elbow, and Fort Dodge will bring the potential tying run to the plate once again.
Wills hit by pitch. She takes first.
The sequence of events is blowing my mind right now.
Stoner with just one hit batsman the entire regular season. Hit a batter when these two teams played earlier this afternoon when she plunked Grace Nichols. Now she catches Wills right on the elbow, and Callie Zimmerman comes to the plate. 1 for 2. And Zimmerman, 3 home runs on the season. If she hit her 4th, it would tie this contest at 2. Stoner delivers a first pitch strike.
Yeah, if you're Zimmerman in this situation, the fact that you're the tying run is definitely in the back of your mind. But again, you have to keep your job simple. Find your way on base. Find a way to keep the rally going. Pass the bat.
There's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. And again, Fort Dodge down to their final strike. The 0-2 fouled back.
Lots of gritty at-bats in this last inning from Fort Dodge.
Head coach Andy Adams says Zimmerman, she's a junior. She is getting that confidence. She wants the bat. She's one of our captains. Fights that one off and fouls it away. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. The winner to the 4A title game. Here's the 0-2. Outside, Benson checks on Wills at first. There's a 1-2. This is grounded up the middle. Backhand play made by Heidemann. The flip to Freeman. And Carlisle will play for a 4A title tomorrow night.
I will say it one more time. Defense wins championships. And with Carlisle's defense today and Stoner's dominance in the circle, they will get the opportunity once again to play for a state championship.
How about Mally Stoner, the pitcher, thanks to her defense, a 3-hit shutout for her to push her team into tomorrow night's state championship game. And for Carlisle, 2 runs on 8 hits. as the 2 seed survives the 3 seed in this double elimination bracket for the first time in Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union history. What a Wednesday.
In addition to receiving medals, every participating player will receive a commemorative softball provided by Iowa.
Celebrating, cheering to their fans and family. And we send it over to our public address announcer.
IGHSAU staff. This time we would like to congratulate the Fort Dodge